Hello guys, TheFlyingOrange here. First is the part list and then is the details. Let's do this. First we have the i7-4790k. Wow, it runs cooler than the 4770k, but is more expensive. I wanted with this because it would be much better. Then we have the water cooling loop to cool the CPU, which is the Alphacool Nexus Cool Answer 360. Obviously I'll go into more detail later, which brings us on to the Gigabyte Z87 overclock force, which can also be introduced in the water cooling loop, so look forward to that. Then we have any Gigabyte kit, any 16 gigabyte RAM kit, could be Corsair, Kingston, don't know what the others are because I'm a noob. Then we have the bad boys themselves, 2 gigabyte, I always say 2 gigabytes, 2 times GTX 780 Ti, 1000 quid, 100, whatever that is. I went with the Asus version, but you can go with any. Then we have the Samsung 840 Evo 120 GB, which is for the operating system only, or a couple games. Then we have a 2 TB hard drive to store anything else. Then we don't really need to say much about that. Then we have a case that I've already featured on this channel before, which is the Cooler Master half stacker 935. Cooler Master, I have to say you did a really good job on this case. It is such a beauty. Then we have the PSU, which is the EVGA Supernova 1000 Platinum rated power supply. Then we have the operating system itself, which is also included in the price, which is Windows 8. And if Windows 9 come out, I would have the Windows 9 instead, even though it would be a lot more expensive. I'm gonna stop the video, but I want to say enjoy the gameplay, and obviously prices may vary, so I'm sorry about that. So hello guys, I am back. So let's go into detail about the CPU. I haven't really got much up because I was going to put the i7-4790k in. Also, this really good gameplay from me from a sniper on Operation Metro. I got really good accuracy here, and I'm surprised I even hit those shots. I could have got collateral there, but I was spamming it. Anyway, back to the CPU. The CPU it runs cooler, as I said, which is what really won me over. Even though the Alphacool Nexus Cool Answer would very much call the i7-4790k, but I decided to go with it because I said, why not? We have the money to. That's why you're watching this video. So that leads us on, obviously, to the CPU cooler, which is more. This is a more advanced build because it does include a water cooling loop, which you have to set up. It's a kit, so all the the pump and the reservoir what comes with it. So I went with this over the a pre-built water cooling set because it would fit in the kit. Wouldn't fit in the kit, would it? Wouldn't fit in the case because it would, if that makes sense. Anyway, that brings us on to something. What is it? That brings us on to the Gigabyte 787 overclock force. As I said, is also can be water cooled as well as air cooled, which would make for those extra temperature drops. I would probably do this, but you need to buy an extra fittings which wouldn't come with the CPU cooling. It's also included with Wi-Fi, but also 4-way SLI, which is a big plus. Most boards don't do that. They only support 2-way or 3-way, or even 1-way, as mine in this case does. Which then brings us on to the RAM. Any RAM, as I said, 1600 megahertz or 2400 megahertz. It's up to you. Depends if you're a Corsair fanboy or a Kingston fanboy or whatever RAM you want to use, or if you're on a tight budget, go with something cheaper, obviously. Then we have the bad boys, as I said, the 2 graphics cards, which is the GTX 780 Ti 3GB. I went with the Asus version because it was actually 500 quid instead of 520 quid. SLI support 4-way, obviously. If you wanted to go buy 2 others in the future, you would have to buy a new power supply, which I'll move on to later, but it would probably improve your performance, but I would only recommend up to 3-way, and leave that extra slot to something I will additionally add on later. So that moves us on to, I think, is the SSD. You could put a couple games, but definitely put the operating system on it. Would highly recommend that. Where am I in the video? Anyway, sorry, recording and trying to focus is really difficult. Which then brings us on to the 2 terabyte digital. Gigabyte, whatever it is. Don't really need to talk much about that. Which brings us to the case. The case is lovely. Would definitely fit the even freeway SLI water cooling, because it's that big. I would really go for this, or I would go for something like a different case. Obviously 900D would fit it, or the 800D, or 700D even. Oh, this is hard. Wow, that sounded weird. And then that brings on to the EVGA Supernova. I reckon it would support freeway, but definitely not four-way overclocked graphics card. Definitely have to go for 12,000 watt for the future. If you want to go for the 12,000 watt from Corsair there, or EVGA themselves, then go ahead and do that. But I went with this one because it would really fit our budget, which is we don't have a budget. Which brings us on to the operating system, which I've already said. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something else, because I wanted to, if I was building this, I would want a game capture card, which I went with the AverMedia Broadcaster capture card, which is an inbuilt one, 12, I can't speak, 8 apparently, 1080p resolution, so it's alright. And then I would also go with an orange LED strip and orange fans, just to fit the case a little bit more, and it would really help. And then I would also get static pressure fans, 3 of them for the radiator. Other than that, I would also go with AVG internet security. So I want to wrap the video up there. I want to say thank you for watching. If you want any more details about the build, then pick comments below. I'm sure to answer and help you out. So it's been your boy, TheFlyingOrange. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Ultimate.